Hello there YouTube, it's your boy B3, back with another kicking action figure review. Today we have a pretty cool kaiju, one I never really expected to have in my collection. It is Bagira from Gridman the Hyper Agent. Yeah, it's a Subaru show, kind of like Ultraman. It's a Kyodai hero show, but he goes into a computer. It's not really growing, kind of, but it is. He's really a Kyodai hero in spirit, at least. But Bagira here was actually called Hock in Superhuman Samurai Cyber-Squad, and it had an upgraded form called Hockinator. So, yeah, this is also Hock. But it's pretty cool. There are vinyl toys for it. This one is by Preacher. This is the regular Bagira, not the mecha-bagira, of course. This one appeared in a couple episodes, at least. But yes, there are standard vinyl toys of it, which is cool, but I don't feel like they really do it justice, which is why I got the Creature one. And this was the last one he had in quote-unquote figure arts scale, so I got it. It's a 3D printed custom figure. Very cool colors and stuff on this guy. His tail comes detached and you have to attach it at the base. I feel like that's more of something of convenience, shipping and stuff and printing, but it does allow it to have articulation. So this one has one point. The tail is articulated. There's an attachment point here where it turns. Once again, this isn't designed to be articulation in my mind, but it works as articulation. Just be careful with it. This is a 3D printed figure, so it's not the most durable thing in the world. You can hear it's kind of hollow in there. But it is a really cool sculpt. I really wish these arms moved, but hey, it's a pretty screen accurate Bagira, so that makes me really happy. The 3D printing has a lot of the striations and stuff in it, but they kind of just look like scales when you get up close to it. So that really works out. Sorry about this new setup. Let me know if you don't like it. The next review will almost certainly not be on this table. I really wanted to do the table for this guy since he's kind of a big, beefy guy, you know? He is pretty cool. You know, I like the colors on him. A lot of good browns. He got his big blades. Green eyes. Preacher is kind of an amazing artist. They're a great painter, a great sculptor. And they even draw some pretty good stuff too. And this Bagira is a really, really nice figure. It's a really expensive figure, but it's really nice. Now they did say that it was figure arts scale, so let's move into everybody's favorite part, size comparisons. Now Preacher claimed that he would scale well with SH Figure Arts, so here he is with the SH Figure Arts Ultraman Orb Origin form. You know, to be honest, I actually really like this. If someone was in the Bagira suit, you know, their face might be around here. So he might be a little big for SH Figure Arts, but not in a bad way. He kind of looks like a really big, imposing threat this way. So I don't think he's perfect with Figure Arts. Ultra Act might be a little better, but my Ultra Acts are all kind of, sort of, in storage an hour and a half away in another city. So I can't show you an Ultra Act, unfortunately. By the way, you might not know this, I have moved, and I actually have a backlog of action figure reviews to show that I recorded before I moved. But I wanted to put this ahead of the backlog because it's such a cool, interesting, unique figure. But yeah, here he is with Ultraman Orb, and I think it looks cool. I don't know if it's 100% accurate as to what it would be if he was a giant kaiju instead of a computer virus that takes the form of a kaiju. But it looks pretty good. But here's something that's about Ultra Act size. It is this Ultra Hero Series Ultraman. And that, I think, looks pretty damn good. I actually really like that. I think that is an incredible scaling. Very nice. So let's move our big Ultraman off to the side. And how about a couple more Ultramen? This is the kind of current Ultra Hero Series size figure, the Spark Doll kind of Ultra 500 scale. It's the Ultra Hero Orb, Ultraman Orb Thunder Breaster. He does seem a little small for this Bagira, but if you like it, you like it, you know? But I do think he is a little small. Okay, next up, how about some Ultra Kaiju, huh? So here is the Ultra Monster Series, I want to say EX Bogarl from Ultraman Mebius. He's a good bit taller than her, but I could see it working. Let's take her away and throw in the Ultra Monster Series 11 Red King. Classic Ultraman foe. Bigger than him too. Wow. Very big kaiju. And who do we have next? Let's do one more Ultra Kaiju, and then we'll do the Ultraman figure that I forgot. There was one more Ultraman I wanted to show, and I forgot him. Here is the Ultra Monster Series DX Thunder Killer. Okay. This I actually really like. I think this is a pretty good scaling. This Thunder Killer I think is a pretty underrated kaiju and figure. So yeah, this one makes me pretty happy. Let's move you to the side as well, Thunder Killer. And show off the Ultraman that I forgot. It is the Ultra Action figure, Ultraman Zero Beyond. I kind of like this. Once again, this is about the same scale as an SH figure art, where it's like, yeah, he seems like he's probably too big if you're looking at Suitmation dimensions, but at the same time, I actually like how big he is in comparison to the Ultra. So that's fun for me. I enjoy that. God, I need a ring light bad. Okay, now let's move on to kaiju from other franchises. Of course, we gotta show the King. So here he is with the Bandai Japan Movie Monster Series Shin Godzilla 4th form, and it's a stinker. Was that a bad joke? It's fine. He's a good bit taller than Godzilla, which kind of makes him look like a big threat that Godzilla might have to defeat. Shin Godzilla is one of my all-time favorite looks for Godzilla. Like, it's good. It would be nice if it was like this, you know, but it's fine. That's one of the reasons I'm filming this on the desk, because he is such a big figure. Next up, how about the Bandai America, aka Bandai Creations 2004 Gigan? Now, 2004 Gigan is kind of a tall figure, so I actually kind of like this. He's only a little taller than Gigan. Plus they got, you know, the whole arm blade thing going on, and the big head spike thing, and the big tail spike thing. They got the big knee spikes too. They're similar in a lot of ways. Both computer-based too. Next up, how about the Guardian of the Universe, Gamera from the Movie Monster series? He's much shorter, but Gamera is a very hunched over kaiju. And they did use really short suit actors in Gamera Guardian of the Universe because it would save money. Because they would have to use less material to make things for them. And also, it let them have higher ceilings so they could do wider shots of the kaiju. Very interesting fun fact. So yeah, that's him with Gamera. So suit actor-wise, it might have actually been like this. Because the suit actors in that movie were really short. Okay, so next kaiju is from Titanic Creations. He's gonna look like he's missing one of his pieces. I intentionally took it off because the cat was doing what cats do, you know. It's not lost or anything. I know it's gone. It is Yongari, monster of the deep. Yeah, he's missing the horn on his nose. I know. You don't have to tell me. It's with his other accessories. He just needed a little break. But yeah, I think it's alright. It's about the same as the Godzilla. Pretty cool. Love Yongari. Let's get you out of here now. And this one isn't technically a kaiju, but it is a monster, and I think that these are really cool and could make great kaiju. So here's with the Schleich Eldredor Frost Mammoth. Yeah, you know, the Frost Mammoth is small compared to him. That's just how it is. But I like these Eldredor. I think they would make cool kaiju. So let's take you out of here. And now I want to show off some dinosaurs. Dinosaurs have inspired so many kaiju, so I of course like to show them off. How about the 2005 Sugamimus from Safari Limited? Pretty cool. Obviously they won't scale well together really in any regard because it's a dinosaur and this is a piece of computer code. But yeah, that's pretty cool, Doc. Now the last dinosaur we're going to show actually is another Creature Preacher figure, which you've probably already seen the review of. This one we kind of did in our normal setup. It is the very cool, very ace Crystal Palace Megalosaurus. Now this Megalosaurus is actually the mountain prototype version of the figure. This isn't Creature Preacher's regular Megalosaurus. That's a bit more available. This is the prototype, which you can't get anymore. You can still get Bagira at the time of recording this. That's one of the reasons I wanted to get this up soon, along with the Megalosaurus, instead of putting them on my regular schedule, which goes out months. It's because I wanted people who want to get these figures to be able to get them from Creature Preacher. You can just search Creature Preacher store on Etsy. You'll find it pretty easily. But if I waited, they weren't going to be available. This guy's already not available, but the regular Megalosaurus still is. And Creature Preacher makes things in different scales. So this isn't the only sized Bagira you can get. You can get some that are bigger. But yeah, this is it with my only other Creature Preacher at the moment. There is another one that I've ordered. It hasn't arrived yet. I actually ordered it first, and then a couple weeks later ordered these two at the same time. And they came in, but not the other. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe he has to print one up. Maybe he didn't have as much stock as he thought he did, so he's got to print it and paint it. I don't know. But it's another dinosaur. I think you'll really like it. It's from one of my favorite books turned movie. Pretty ace. So, what are my final thoughts on the Creature Preacher Bagira from Gridman Hyper Agent? Well, remember, this one is figure art scale. It has 2 points of articulation, which I don't feel like are intentionally made to be articulation. It's just they were made to be assembled and can work as articulation. It's just in the tail, which is fine because you can maneuver it to be out of the way if you want. I like it sticking up like this, though. It's a pretty cool figure. If you want a much more screen-accurate version of this guy, this is it. I know it has all these ripples from the 3D printing process, but since it's a very reptilian-looking, quote-unquote, Daikaiju, they kind of look like scales. So I guess that's actually a feature in many ways. But yeah, I really like the color choices and everything. And they said it scales well with figure arts. And I don't think I entirely agree with that. I don't think it looks perfect with figure arts. But 6-inch Ultras and other 6-inch kind of Ultra monsters, I think it looks pretty good with. You saw it looked great with that DX Thunder Killer and stuff. He's a big, tall kaiju. That's fine. Some size discrepancies are good. And my kaiju don't all have to look each other in the eyes. It's kind of nice that they can all be different sizes and stuff. But I feel like he's still maybe a little too big for figure arts, which is what Creature Preacher said he would scale best with. I don't super feel that it's the case. But I do still like it with my figure art. I do. But could probably be better. But sculpt-wise, I actually think it's really good. The sizing isn't perfect, and I kind of wish the arms moved. But I know that these are more pop-on-the-shelf kind of figures for adult collectors. He makes a lot of characters that you don't see a lot of figures of. And that's why I love Creature Preacher. Because he makes good, high-quality figures. of monsters and stuff and dinosaurs and blah 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 that we don't see. We just don't see get figures. We see Gridman get a figure every now and then, but his monsters don't get a lot of love. What's the point in having a Gridman figure if you got nothing for him to fight? So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out the links in the description below. Facebook, etc. I don't really do Facebook. I don't know why I said that. Twitter. I have Twitter that I barely use. Definitely check out Preacher's Etsy shop and Instagram and things, so you can know what he's making and when he's selling it. If you miss out on this guy, he might bring it back. There are some things he's brought back before, I've noticed. There are many Preacher things that I would love to have, like the Land That Time Forgot, Plesiosaurus, or the Last Dinosaur T-Rex. You know, I missed out on those. I'd really love them, and I'm holding out hope they'll come back, but you just never know. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.